Research proposal and its structure. A research proposal is simply a structured, formal document that explains what you plan to research, why it's worth researching. The purpose of the research proposal is to convince your research supervisor, committee, or university that your research is suitable and manageable, given the time and resource constraints you will face. Structure. A research proposal follows a fairly straightforward structure. In order to achieve the goals described in the previous section, nearly all research proposals include the following sections. Introduction. Your introduction achieves a few goals. Introduces your topic, states your problem statement, and the questions your research aims to answer, provides context for your research. In a research proposal, an introduction can be a few paragraphs long. It should be concise, but don't feel like you need to cram all of your information into one paragraph. In some cases, you need to include an abstract and/or a table of contents in your research proposal. These are included just before the introduction. Background significance. This is where you explain why your research is necessary and how it relates to established research in your field. Your work might complement existing research, strengthen it, or even challenge it. No matter how your work will play with other researchers' work, you need to express it in detail in your research proposal. This is also the section where you clearly define the existing problems your research will address. By doing this, you're explaining why your work is necessary. In other words, this is where you answer the reader's "so what?" In your background significance section, you'll also outline how you'll conduct your research. If necessary, note which related questions and issues you won't be covering in your research. Literature review. In your literature review, you introduce all the sources you plan to use in your research. This includes landmark studies and their data, books, and scholarly articles. A literature review isn't merely a list of sources. That's what your bibliography is for. A literature review delves into the collection of. Following your research review, you'll discuss your research plans. In this section, make sure you cover these aspects. The type of research you will do. Are you conducting qualitative or quantitative research? Are you collecting original data or working with data collected by other researchers? Whether you're doing experimental, correlational, or descriptive research, the data you're working with. For example, if you're conducting research in the social sciences, you'll need to describe the population you're studying. You'll also need to cover how you'll select your subjects and how you'll collect data from them. The tools you'll use to collect data. Will you be running experiments, conducting surveys, observing phenomena? Note all data collection methods here, along with why they're effective methods for your specific research. Beyond a comprehensive look at your research itself, you'll also need to include your research timeline, your research budget, any potential obstacles you foresee, and your plan for handling them, suppositions and implications. Although you can't know your research's results until you've actually done the work, you should be going into the project with a clear idea of how your work will contribute to your field. This section is perhaps the most critical to your research proposal's argument, because it expresses exactly why your research is necessary. In this section, make sure you cover the following: any ways your work can challenge existing theories and assumptions in your field, how your work will create the foundation for future research, the practical value your findings will provide to practitioners, educators, and other academics in your field, the problems your work can potentially help to fix, policies that could be impacted by your findings, how your findings can be implemented in academia or other settings, and how this will improve or otherwise transform these settings. In other words, this section isn't about stating the specific results you expect. Rather, it's where you state how your findings will be valuable. Conclusion. This is where you wrap it all up. Your conclusion section, just like your conclusion paragraph for an essay, briefly summarizes your research proposal and reinforces your research's stated purpose. Bibliography. If you like my video, then like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section which type of video do you want in future.